How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to 2A News Now. And I really do appreciate you taking your time tuning in to today's video. This is an unbelievable story coming out of Delaware. A shoplifter that was caught stealing ammunition from Cabela's, that she's been able to steal 500,000 rounds of ammunition over a period of time. The state of Delaware and the Attorney General, Kathy Jennings, has been in what she calls a legal tussle with Cabela's for 18 months. The Attorney General says that Cabela's has refused to comply with the state's subpoena, where they asked for internal records on how Cabela's ammunition has been stored, protected, and accounted for at its store in Christiana Mall. The Attorney General says the Cabela's security has been lax at that store, and it's led to an unbelievable amount of ammunition being shoplifted from that store that has been turned around and sold for much lower prices to armed gang members. The Attorney General wants this information to help their stalled investigation against Cabela's, to find out whether they violated criminal and civil statutes because of lax safeguards they have in the store. Until last summer, the ammunition was kept out on the sales floor for anyone to purchase or shoplift. But ever since they were served with the subpoena, they moved the ammunition behind the counters. The attorneys for Cabela's have fought in state and federal court to quash the subpoena. But last week, a Delaware Superior Court judge ruled the objections by Cabela's were either weak or irrelevant, and ordered Cabela's to begin producing records dating all the way back to 2018, which include employee names, video of shoplifting in progress, and how the store responded in that moment. The Attorney General said that she's glad Cabela's legal games did not sway the judge. She also said that Cabela's has attempted to thwart the investigation at every turn. It is ridiculous that we are now well beyond a year into the investigation, and yet we still have no meaningful answers from Cabela's. We look forward finally to be able to investigate how the theft of such a shocking number of lethal ammunition was able to take place. And since Cabela's evidently wasn't trying to do anything about the shoplifting problem in that store, in 2022, state troopers conducted a stakeout of that store, and they caught a woman shoplifting after she came out of the store with about 2,000 rounds of ammunition. And when they talked to the woman, it was unbelievable what she told the detectives, that she estimated that she had stolen from that store over 500,000 rounds of ammunition in around 24 trips to that store. And this was according to an affidavit that was filed in February of 2023. The woman also said supervisors and employees knew her, but very rarely did they try to confront her when she left the store not paying for ammunition. She even told detectives that she sold the ammunition for about 1/3 of the price, and that she had made over $100,000 doing so. She said she sold the ammunition to Delaware pawn shops and to drug dealers in Philadelphia and Dover ever since that Cabela's store had opened in 2014. Authorities say there was always problem with shoplifting of ammunition, and the woman's account of her shoplifting very much confirmed that. Authorities say that particular store was not only a prime target for the shoplifter that they caught, but it also was a prime target for other ammunition thieves, where it was sold to violent drug organizations. Last summer, a store supervisor for that Cabela store told a local news agency that the woman's claims of stealing 500,000 rounds of ammunition was implausible. Here is what the subpoena to Cabela's is asking for: inventory records of ammunition at the Christiana Mall store, plus documents that can help investigators identify loss rates for ammunition, former and current policies on ammunition sales, placement and displays, loss prevention, security, and communications with law enforcement from the Christiana Mall Cabela's and other Cabela's and affiliated Bass Pro Shops, stores within 100 miles. They also want video footage of suspected theft of ammunition and the response by employees, and documents pertaining to any such footage that was later deleted. Communications relating to ammunition that was stolen or unaccounted for, including internal investigations and reports, or outreach to law enforcement, names, addresses, email addresses, and phone numbers of all employees involved in security or loss prevention at the Christiana Mall store, personal records of any loss prevention or security employees who were fired or allowed to resign, and requirements for employees to get assigned to the gun and hunting departments. Back in 2022, after the subpoena was given to Cabela's. Out of everything they asked for, they only got 2 documents. One of the 2 pages was job descriptions, and the other was a lost data report that was heavily redacted. And later they sent to the state 53 pages of objections. When the Attorney General's office sought a court order to enforce the subpoena, Cabela's challenged the constitutionality of the subpoena. But a U.S. district judge ruled that his court had no jurisdiction in that subpoena matter and sent it back to state court. The judge also ordered Cabela's to pay the state's legal fees and court costs for bringing the matter to the federal court. And in turn, Cabela's objected to the subpoena, but a judge shot down Cabela's arguments. So of course the big question, if all of this is true, and this has been happening at this Cabela's store since it's opened, why isn't Cabela's doing anything about it? I worked for a major retailer for over 25 years. And when we had a major shoplifting ring stealing from our stores in a certain area, we actually had our own investigators stake out stores. And after a while, they were able to catch these people. Not like what happened with Cabela's, where the state police had to stake out the store. Why is it so hard for Cabela's security to stop the theft in this store or any other stores? Not only did we have those investigators staking out the stores outside, they brought in security from other districts that weren't having problems and put them into these stores to help catch these people as well. And I personally stopped one guy from stealing as well, loading up a shopping cart full of stuff, and he was going to walk out with it. We weren't able to catch the guy, but I stopped him from taking $300 or $400 worth of merchandise. And it just seems this Cabela's doesn't give a damn if anybody steals the ammunition. And if it was that easy to steal the ammunition, what else is being stolen from that store? How can they justify this? Has anybody that watches my channel worked for or still work for Cabela's? And if you know what's happening in that store, let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. And if you enjoyed today's video and you want to help the channel out and help it to continue to grow, I just ask you to just take a few seconds of your time to like, share, and subscribe and hit those post notifications. I would be very grateful if you did so. And I invite you to come on back and watch my next video.